Alright guys, I know the other day I said we were jumping into the American Dream, and we kind of didn't. We went over CER, and I gave you a writing prompt so we could see how that was going. Today, I promise, we are actually jumping into the American Dream. So, we got our objectives over here. The main one I want you guys to look at today, I will begin to become familiar with the American Dream. The American Dream is a conceptual idea, okay? So it can be something that might take a few weeks to really grasp. So we're just gonna start getting to understand it today, all right? We're gonna watch a clip from Good Will Hunting, which is a great movie. We're gonna do a writing prompt on it. And then I'm gonna kind of do a little intro on the American Dream, what it is, what it looks like. Then we're gonna read, discuss, and respond to some American Dream excerpts by James Trussell Adams and Mr. Kanye West. Let's move on here to this writing prompt, okay? So we're gonna watch this clip. And if you're watching this video right now, we'll watch the clip, and then after you're done watching it, pause the video, go and do the writing prompt. When you're done with the writing prompt, then jump back on the video and continue, all right? Here we go. This is from Good Will Hunting. This movie's incredible. Nominated for 9 Academy Awards. It won 2. It's got Ben Affleck in it, Matt Damon, Robin Williams. It's fantastic. But we're going to watch this clip that is subtly all sort of about the American Dream, okay?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
So do you ladies,
Come here often?
do I come here? I come here a bit. I'm here, from time to time. Do you go to school here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So I think I had a class with you.
Oh, yeah? What class?
History.
Maybe.
Yes, I think that's what it was. You don't necessarily, might not remember me. You know, I like it here. It doesn't mean because I go here I'm a genius. I am very smart. Hey, how's it going? How are you?
Good, how you doing?
You want it?
What class did you say that was?
History. Yeah.
Just history? It must have been a survey course then, huh?
Yeah, it was. It was surveys.
Right.
You should check it out. It's a good course. It'd be a good class.
How'd you like that course?
You know, frankly, I found the class, rather elementary.
Elementary.
Yeah.
You know, I don't doubt that it was.
Yeah.
I remember that class. It was just between recess and lunch.
Clark, why don't you go away?
Why don't you relax?
Why don't you go away?
Okay, so here we have this guy, Ben Affleck here, right? And he's coming over here just to try and, kind of smooth talk these girls. They're in a bar, and he's kind of joking about going to the same college as them. They kind of live in a ritzy part of town. When this obviously very scholarly looking guy comes over and he confronts him, and he's kind of getting in his face about what he's doing here. Notice subtly, by the way, if you're into film at all, right, the American flag in the background. What is this whole scene about? It really is about how people view the American dream differently, all right? So here we go.
Just having fun with my new friend, that's all.
Wait, we could have a problem?
No, there's no problem here. I was just hoping you might give me some insight into the evolution of the market economy in the southern colonies. My contention is that prior to the Revolutionary War, the economic modalities, especially in the southern colonies, could most aptly be characterized as agrarian pre-capital.
All right, of course that's your
Hang on a
contention.
second.
You're a first-year grad student. You just got finished reading some Marxian historian, Pete Garrison probably. You're going to be convinced of that till next month when you get to James Lemon. Then you're going to be talking about how the economies of Virginia and Pennsylvania were entrepreneurial and capitalist way back in 1740. That's going to last until next year. You're going to be in here regurgitating Gordon Wood, talking about, the pre-revolutionary utopia and the capital-forming effects of military mobilization.
As a matter of fact, I won't, because Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social
Wood drastically underestimates the impact of social distinctions predicated upon wealth, especially inherited wealth. You got that from Vickers. Work in Essex County, page 98, right? Yeah, I read that too. Were you gonna plagiarize the whole thing for us? Do you have any thoughts of your own on this matter? Or is that your thing? You come into a bar, you read some obscure passage, and then pretend you pawn it off as your own idea just to impress some girls? Embarrass my friend?
Whoa, so Matt Damon comes in out of nowhere. This is like a crazy famous scene in film history. in cinema, by the way. So Matt Damon comes out of nowhere. What's the difference between these two? What are they dressed like, right? What do they look like? This guy's so polished, right? He's got his nice hair, his button-down shirt underneath. Look at what Matt Damon's wearing here, right? Tattered shirt, busted up lip here, kind of, not so tidy haircut. But they know all the same stuff. In fact, Matt Damon just called this guy out for effectively repeating all of his knowledge just straight from a book.
See, the sad thing about a guy like you is in 50 years, you're going to start doing some thinking on your own, and you're going to come up with the fact that there are two certainties in life. One, don't do that. And two, you dropped 150 grand on a fucking education you could have got for $1.50 in late charges at the public library.
Yeah, but I will have a degree. And you'll be serving my kids fries at a drive-thru on our way to a skiing trip.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but at least I won't be unoriginal. But I mean, if you have a problem like that, we could just step outside. We could figure it out.
Oh man, there's no problem. It's cool.
It's cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
Fucking damn right it's cool. How you like me now? My boy's wicked smart.
All right, so we have Matt Damon kind of crushing this dude, and then they walk away. Also, not long after the scene is the dialogue that goes, "Hey, you like apples?" And the guy says, "Yeah." And he responds, "How you like them apples?" That's actually from this movie. So if you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. It is incredible. It's an absolute classic. Okay, so go to your writing prompt. And I already sort of elaborated on this a little bit for you guys, but I just want to say, how do Will, that's Matt Damon here, and the college student differ? Okay? What are some of the ways they differ? Maybe physically, mentally, right? Philosophically. So hit on some of those things. And then I want you to answer this. And this is really open-ended, seriously, as long as you can defend your answer. Who's the more successful of the two in your eyes, and why? So who is more successful of the two, and why? Take 5 to 10 minutes, respond to those. When you're done, come back, and we're going to move on to the American Dream. Okay, here we are. We are at the American Dream, finally. And that was kind of a lead into it, because underlying that entire conversation is sort of, well, who's achieving their American dream here better? So, what is the American dream? I'll give it to you by Google, and then I'll kind of tell you it in my own words, all right? The ideal by which equality of opportunity is available to any American, allowing the highest aspirations and goals to be achieved. All right, so Google's basically saying everyone in the American dream has the exact same opportunity, and they should all achieve whatever they want to achieve, is what Google's kind of calling it, okay? Here's my phrasing on it, all right? The American dream. The idea that we can each realistically achieve the realistic dreams we set before ourselves. The big difference you'll see there is realism versus idealism, and we're going to touch on that a lot throughout the year, all right? Who can achieve the American dream? Think about it for a second. Everyone? Anyone? No one? Can no one achieve the American dream? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. And some of you going into this, as you're hearing this, you might start out as pessimists. Some of you might be really optimistic, right? Hopefully, the more we learn about the American dream, the more we kind of change our perception of things, open our eyes to some things, and hopefully some of these questions will be answered as we move along. So we're going to do a writing assignment, all right? And we're really going to be looking at a definition of the American dream that was written back in 1931 by James Truslow Adams. Short little excerpt. It is basically the original paragraph that kind of coins what the American dream is. And then we're going to look at an excerpt from an essay by Kanye West that kind of takes a little piece of his modern American dream, and we're going to be able to look at it up close. So you'll go into Google Classroom. All right, this will be in Google Classroom right above Lesson 2. and right above the writing prompt, above lesson 2. And this is going to be worth 18 points, so make sure you do your best on it, all right? So here's our first definition by James Trussell Adams. And I'll actually read this one, I'll elaborate on it a little bit, and then I'll kind of show you guys the questions here. James Trussell Adams first used the term American Dream in his 1931 book, The Epic of America. He states, "The American dream is that dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone, with opportunity for each according to ability or achievement." Okay, I want you guys to really make note of this line. This is super important. With opportunity for each according to ability or achievement. It is a difficult dream for the European upper classes to interpret adequately, and too many of us ourselves have grown weary and mistrustful of it. Right? Look at this. The media nowadays, the media hates the American dream. Most of the media does. They want to tell people that it is not achievable, that everything in their lives has made them victims, and that the American dream is a giant myth, okay? This is where this kind of comes in. People have become weary and mistrustful of it. But he clarifies here. It is not a dream of motor cars and high wages merely, but a dream of social order, in which each man and each woman shall be able to attain to the fullest stature of which they are innately capable, and be recognized by others for what they are, regardless of the fortuitous circumstances of birth or position. Honestly, this is a awesomely writ paragraph. And if you're kind of sitting there like, some big words in there, I'm a little confused. It basically means this. This is all it is right here. It's my definition rolled up into a fancy paragraph. The idea that we can each realistically achieve the realistic dreams we set before ourselves, right? So I'm not going to call the American dream dead because I'm not an NHL player. All right, I could sit here and say my dream is to be an NHL player, but if I don't have those abilities, if I don't have those skills, if I didn't come up in a hockey household, so many factors, right? That doesn't make the American dream dead. That means I didn't have a realistic goal to achieve. I think one thing we're all going to learn about the American dream is it's different for each individual, okay? That is the difference here that we need to realize. This is realism here, right? And negative kind of idealism is this, is setting something too high so that we can be disappointed and upset with it. Okay, so then you're going to respond to the questions below, okay? Do you agree or disagree with Adams' definition of the American dream? If you need to read through it again, go ahead and read through it. You have it right in your assignment. What, if any, aspects is he overlooking regarding the American dream? All right, did he leave anything out? Is there anything that comes off the top of your head that you're like, I think he could have said this or that, or he could have put in a but here, or maybe if here, you know? And lastly, do you think Adams' optimistic outlook on the American dream would work in today's society? Remember I mentioned the media nowadays is extremely pessimistic about anything positive. The media does not like positive stories nowadays, all right? So, but think about not only the media, but just think personally. Do you think Adams' optimistic outlook on the American dream would work in today's society, okay? Once you've answered those questions, you're going to come down, you're going to read this little excerpt from Kanye West's essay. It's only about a page. Yep, that's all it is. It's a cool little glimpse into his life, though, and where he came from and whatnot, how he made the decision to go into music and stuff like that. And then you're just going to respond to these 3 questions, okay? Now, I get asked a lot, right? How long should my responses be on writing prompts, on assignments, stuff like that? Let me just say right off the bat, if it feels too short, it probably is. It's always best to go over than to underachieve when it comes to writing. No joke. Always add in more details, okay? Always explain more than you have to. When I see a writing prompt and I get a response on my end and it shows 1 line or 2 lines, I'm like, oh man, they really thought this was enough, because then I see other students who are at 4, 5, 6 lines of writing and like, whoa, there's a gap there. So you guys don't just aim for the lowest amount of what it takes to get an okay grade, all right? As you're writing, just make sure you're answering the question fully. You're using claim, evidence, and reasoning, right? So I might write here, I'm going to unbold it. But I might say, I agree with Adam's definition of the American dream. There's my claim, right? And now I'm going to go into why. So I'm going to go, why did I agree with it? You know, I agree with the fact that he mentioned that everyone should be capable of reaching their dream as long as their dream is according to ability or achievement. So I'm even gonna put a little quote in there, right? This just makes a lot of sense. I think some people dream too big. Not saying big dreams can't come true, but that dreams should be realistic if they are to be reached. Therefore, I agree with Adams in that the American dream should be embraced rather than criticized. Boom. There's my answer. That's a good answer. I don't even know how many sentences that is. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. Boom. I got a claim. I got some evidence and reasoning. Like right here, here's my evidence. Here's my reasoning. Here's my claim. Pretty simple. And I just go to the next one. What, if any, aspects is he overlooking regarding the American dream? Right? And then you can jump into that. For this one, you could mention, well, you know, maybe he could have gone into more depth about how people in severe poverty and in broken households can't achieve the same dreams that people that come out of high-class society can achieve. You're going to do this. When you're done, make sure you hit turn in at the top. There'll be a little turn in button here. And then you are done for the day. And that is it. And I know we're just kind of touching the iceberg of the American dream here, but I think you guys are really going to love this unit. And you'll start to get a grasp for the American dream the more we go along, all right? So that's all from me, and bye-bye.